I'm sure all of you are probably enjoying ChatGPT right now. You're probably using it in some way or the other. But there is one big roadblock that ChatGPT has to really overcome, and that's data. Right? There are, you might have come across when ChatGPT tells you that the data cutoff is 2021 and it doesn't know anything after that. So it's not aware of current events. Right? That's how important data really is. There are a lot of AI models. In fact, there are hundreds of people around the world that are trying to build AI models, and the AI itself gets better with more data. Right? That's how the whole machine learning and the whole technology works. The more the data that you provided, the better the training models are. The better it's able to give you closer to what you're expecting. And interestingly, Ocean Protocol is one such crypto that is trying to address this whole data issue. Right? We'll talk about Ocean Protocol today. We'll look at what's great, what's good, what are the risks, what should you really be doing, and then I've put down a table here listing, my score for each of the 6 parameters I normally evaluate. We'll talk about all that in today's video. Let's start with this. What's great? Right, so like I mentioned, right, Ocean Protocol is solving a real problem, and that is the problem of data. Right, so what is Ocean? Ocean is a marketplace to buy and sell data. Right, so they are essentially creating this intermediate step where you can as maybe somebody who has data, you can provide your data, and as somebody who wants the data, they can consume it. And what they are doing in between is really clever. For instance, Google has all your data, or Facebook, Instagram has all your data, and they're selling it to advertisers, to whoever, and they're making a lot of money out of it. Ocean is helping you, or will help you rather, monetize your own data without, of course, the advertisers and anybody else finding out about who you really are. Right? They're trying to make sure that data can be given out in a very interesting way that ensures that you maintain your privacy and you're rewarded for your data. This is not just data at an individual level, but it could be data of collected by organizations. It could be data collected by institutions. It could be data collected by governments and whatnot. And in this entire process, data is monetized and privacy is maintained. Right, that's the important part that they're solving. So that's a great problem that they're solving for, and really loved it. You can already see some version of these marketplaces, right? We saw places like Kaggle, right, where there are data sets uploaded and people do try to utilize it and come out with things. There are data challenges and so on. So we have seen some version of this before, and Ocean is trying to just make it much better. The second thing I really liked about them was the impressive documentation. I cannot tell you enough. As somebody who researches a lot of cryptos, I cannot tell you enough how much documentation is important, because it makes our life easier genuinely, and also it's a vote of confidence on the team that they're spending time ensuring that everybody knows what they're doing, right? So that's something that really impressed me about them. Great roadmap and implementation so far. Right, let's talk about that. So they have a roadmap section. If you go there, you'll see right from 2017, right, more than 5 years ago. Right from then, they really tell you what they do in each year. Right, every single year, what is that they achieved, and links to relevant documents and relevant websites and so on. Right, and all the way up to about 2020. They have given you all details on what they really did, and what they plan to do going forward. Right, of course 2023 is yet to be listed. That's something that I think they should very soon, but given that how robust they've been in terms of the documentation, I think they would sooner or later. Here's another thing. Right now they have two white papers, a technical white paper and a business white paper, and along with audit reports. Right, that, and if you go down to each of them, it's pretty much well updated. They talk about very important things there. It is beautifully written, explaining exactly what they're trying to do. This is the kind of clarity that you really expect from founding teams who are building crypto, and not just saying that, hey, we're community driven, we'll do whatever community want. It doesn't work like that. You need to set a vision, you need to take it to a level, and then of course the community can take it forward. But till then, you need such detailing to know that, hey, this is what we are trying to do, this is what we're trying to achieve, and so on. Right? And last year in February, they wrote this blog saying what we are doing in 2022 and why, and I'm guessing they would write one this year as well. So let's wait for that to see what they're going to do in 2023 and why. So overall, I think a great roadmap and implementation, great team and stakeholders, Right now, I'm not sure if you noticed. Now, if you look at this, in some of the stakeholders here, it says Republic of Singapore. They are working with the Thai Ministry of Health and Public Sanitation. I was reading through it, and there are some impressive players like Microsoft and so on who are involved in this, who are utilizing Ocean Protocol, to gather the data and then finally apply their AI models on it. So in that sense, I think it's there is a great set of stakeholders. Let's look at the team. So their team, consists of people who worked in big data, who worked in blockchain, artificial intelligence, data exchanges, and so on. Um, and there are people who started like over 20 companies or something like that. So that's impressive, really impressive. They have a good team. They also have a good lineup of investors. If you look at the organizations that are involved, a good set of investors that have really put in money here. So overall, I would say a great team and a great set of stakeholders. Right now, what's good? Let's start with this. Right, first one is the Ocean Academy. I really like that. Right, so what exactly is the Ocean Academy? Well, the Ocean Academy is their way of teaching you what exactly that they're trying to do, and very small readings, like between I think a few minutes to 10-15 minutes. And they ask you a question, you can keep answering it. I'm at chapter 6 right now. You get an NFT at the end, telling certifying that you completed it. The important part here is that through this they're making you learn about what they're really doing, and I felt that was pretty impressive, especially the questions and the documentation. um, then the next thing is community events, data farming, data challenges. Now this is a two-sided marketplace, right? It means they are a market where you need buyers and sellers, right? You need people who will buy the data, you need people who will sell the data, and it is a chicken and egg problem. So they clearly understand that. So they have this whole data farming challenges that are going on, and it's very clear, right? They say DF's aim is to achieve minimum supply of data for network effects to kick in. That's true. So once you bring in a certain amount of data, and then certain amount of people will come, and then more data will come, and it's sort of a flywheel that will start. And I think they really understood that this is needed, so they are doing that. Right. In fact, this looks like it's around 20 right now. You can see the past rounds that have happened, and they've been consistent. They've been doing this since I think June of last year, so that's good. They're working hard on it. Then there is the Ocean Data Challenges. So here you can set up live challenges and put up some bounty and so on. So that's there's some good things that they're really doing here. Then the marketplace itself, right? Its live data sets are listed. And you can go here and check out the marketplace. Right, you'll see a lot of data sets already being listed. You'll see who is selling them, you'll see who got the most sales and so on. So that is already happening. And if you want to see what this data is, you can actually click on each of them. Like for instance, this one is about Ocean USDT trade history, and so on. So 64 sales of this has happened, 62 sales of this, which is aggregated 1 hour ETH USDT data candles. So it looks like a lot of course data. At least the most sold data is on crypto data, and in fact even in the roadmap, D5 data is one of their interesting things that they are working on. So you can clearly see they are understanding what do people want and what's going on here. Then tokenomics. Right? Now they're an ERC20 token. That is like really a relief, because at this point of time I'm not trusting any blockchain but Ethereum. So if they're an ERC20 token, which means that they have not gotten into the muddy waters of creating their own blockchain and all that stuff. So that part is good, but there are some risks that I really foresee. The first one is that dilution, 70% dilution risk, and they're not really specified schedule of supply of these tokens. So I can't tell you when the rest of these tokens come. Will it be over 100 years or will it be next year? So we're not really sure, but circulating supply is about 434 million. Total supply is about 1.4 billion. Another 70% of the token supply is yet to come out. That means there is a serious risk of dilution. Then there is this burn mechanism that they have. If you go to the tokenomics, right? Let me pull that up. Well, I'm not sure where that sheet went, but there is one sheet where they're talking about the burn mechanism. Essentially, they burn uh, they essentially burn the crypto, the token every now and then based on certain logic that they have, and that's not something that I'm very happy with, right? Because burn is something that is done by tokens which do not have confidence that price will sustain because they don't have demand, right? We have seen that with Shiba Inu. We have seen that in many tokens which keep doing this burn mechanism. Even Binance does it for that matter, BNB. I'm not very happy with that. Burn mechanism is a very gimmicky way of increasing the price artificially, and that's something that is not good. Really, it's a red flag for me. Low activity on the marketplace, and that's probably why they have the data farming. Right? If you go to the marketplace, right, and you go right down, they see that in this one small line here, they tell you that 1,676 orders across 1,522 assets have been completed. In the 5 years of existence, they have sold only 1,676 data sets, and that's extremely small, right? So low activity. This is a two-sided marketplace. It's extremely difficult to scale up, right? You need buyers, you need sellers. The classic chicken and egg problem. If there are no buyers, then there will be, sellers will not come. And why will you put up your data if there is nobody to buy it, right? And why will somebody come if there is no data? So this is a two-sided marketplace, very difficult, and usually the strategy here is that you need to make one side infinite. One side, you have like infinite number of things, and that's what they're probably doing with the data farming and so on, trying to get enough data sets so that they have an infinite supply of data sets, and buyers will come eventually. So that is the big risk that I see in scaling up of this crypto. Well, what should you do? First one is, of course, do your own research, right? But just to get you started on my 6 parameters that I typically score on, here is what the scores look like for this. Team, I would say it's a score of 1. Utility is great, that's 1. Tokenomics is 0, right? The burn mechanism, dilution risk, not that's bad, right? Activity, we've seen very low activity so far, so that's 0. Roadmap is 1, that's good. They're doing well on the roadmap. Stakeholders are also 1. So overall, I think I would rate this a 4 on 6. In terms of my parameters. So, but please do your own research before you go ahead doing anything. Stake your token. There's a good amount of staking rewards. It can be part of your micro tokens that maybe 20% of your portfolio where you are putting in very small tokens, high risk, high reward kind of tokens. And overall, hope you like this video. Subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about it, and welcome to the Wave Crypto Club. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.